Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement. Good day and welcome to another exciting program, Agriculture on the Move. My name is Philip Sidney, your host. Happy New Year to everybody, especially the fishers, the fisher folks, the farmers, the farmer groups, and everybody involved in processing. Happy New Year to you, and I hope that you are going to be very progressive this year and to make a lot of money. That's what we want you to do. All right. Last year, I'm sure you made money, but this time around, you have learned from what happened last year, and we expect you to make a lot of money this year. Today's program is very interesting. We're talking about the Farm Labor Support Program. That program began a few months ago, and it is gaining momentum around the island. Lots of farmers have been involved in the program, and they are asking for more people to assist them on the farm. And the word spread it all. Farm Labor Support Program to help the farmers, to help him increase his productivity and of course to increase his output where he makes more money in his pocket. With me today, without further ado, I have to my immediate right, Kishma Louis. She is the supervisor of the Farm Labor Support Program in the Dennery Valley area. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Sidney.
And I also have Mr. Stephen Best, my old colleague, my old friend. We studied together. In fact, we went to Africa together. We did a course in agriculture management.
Wow.
And, so he's an agriculturist / farmer. So he is very, very knowledgeable. That is Mr. Stephen Best. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And of course, I have a new one next to me. I don't know her too well. Berthelene Prosper. And of course, she's from the Valley of Dennery. And of course, she is one of those persons involved in the Farm Labor Support Program, helping the farmers to ensure that they increase productivity. Welcome all of you to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Sidney.
And I'm wishing all of you a happy and prosperous 2016.
Same to you. Thank you.
Kishma, as a supervisor, I want to start with you. I think you have a lot to offer. I heard that talking to you out of the mic a while ago. As a supervisor, when did you get involved in the program? How were you trained? Tell us give us a little background about you and your involvement in the program. Well,
initial training, which is PET, productivity enhancement training, started for the supervisors around the 2nd of February. We then had 1 week of supervisory training, and then the program was launched.
Okay.
We, all the supervisors have associate's degrees in general agriculture from FLSP.
Okay.
So we were not trained in agriculture. What we were trained in was supervision.
Okay, all right. So you're well-rounded. Okay,
Yes.
so going forward, when you were given the supervisory position in that area, what was your role?
The role as a supervisor is to ensure that effective communication takes place between the workers and the farmers, to ensure that effective timekeeping is taken, because we pay our workers based on a time schedule. They work 8 hours a day like any normal government worker, and to ensure the smooth transition from one farm to another in that sense of making schedules.
Okay, all right. So the selection of the farmer, or before the farmer, the selection of the farm worker, how is that done?
NSDC was the one in charge of selecting and screening and training the farm workers.
Okay.
They have their own database, and also NICE contains a database. So they went through both of their databases, called these individuals in, did a few counseling sessions with them, and then they were selected. A main group was selected. Further on, more trainings were done, and then the group got smaller and smaller until we have the selected group currently.
Okay, great. Mr. Best, when you heard of the program, what thoughts went through your mind?
Well, initially I was a bit hesitant and not armed with the knowledge and the goals and objectives of the program. So I watched a bit to see what was happening and interfaced with some of the farmers who participated in the program. And based on the feedback, I approached Miss Louis and said, oh, I think I would need some assistance with my farming operations.
Okay.
And this is how I really got involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us a running of a daily routine with that farm worker and yourself on the farm.
Yeah, well, once the worker comes to my holding, I take hold of the responsibility for directing and managing with regards to what has to be done on my farm. Of course, it is not done haphazardly. There's pre-planning, and so you know exactly what you're going to do for the day or for the week, as a matter of fact. And then, so I would direct them as to what to do. Now, in some instances, they may not be familiar with the activities on my farm. So I have to provide a measure of training so I can really get the desired output and get things done properly. So I not repeat exercise as it's going to be a costly thing too. For example, if you're dealing with seedlings and you lose the seeds and so on, or the seedlings because of the worker not being properly trained to handle, then that's an expense to you in terms of having to purchase more planting material. So you have to provide an element of training if they're not trained in that particular activity that is undertaken on your farm.
Which is on the job training.
Yes, on the job training.
Which is very good.
It's very important, yes.
Very good.
And then once they have been assigned work, you know, I periodic visit just to ensure it is going according to plan, and I'm achieving what I've set out to do for the day or for the week.
Okay.
Also, not to
Yeah,
break
go
you,
ahead.
Mr. Best also, well, all farmers provide us with a list of activities, weekly activities, that we provide the workers with for that area.
Great.
So if they know they're going to be doing weeding, seeding, probably cleaning pens, because we do livestock also, it's stated in advance, so they have an idea of exactly what's going to be done for the week.
Great. Dolly, that comes to you now. How did you get involved in that program, by the way?
Well, a friend of mine told me about the program. So I went to the NICE office, I registered. A few weeks after, I got a call, I got accepted. I did a 2 weeks PET, that's productivity enhancement training. Then we did another 3 months in-class training where we did livestock training, crop propagation.
So you did a multiplicity of various elements that will gear you for the work ahead of you.
Yeah.
So you are now well primed.
Yeah.
So how long have you been with the project?
For 2 months now.
2 months.
2
Ah,
years.
you're
2 years.
2 years.
Sorry, yeah, 2
2
years, sorry, yeah.
Okay. I was saying you're very new. No, so right, I can say you're an old head now. So you're well entrenched in the system, right? Okay, so tell me, how have you been enjoying the program thus far? Well, for the past 2 years, I'm sure, since you've been there for 2 years, I'm sure you've gained a lot of experience. So how is it with you and the farmer?
Oh, we have the farmers, they continue training us, and then we have a farmer-worker relationship. Anything that we don't know, they will show us. Sometimes we have lunch together with our farmers. So it's like a family, another family away from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what time, give us a time frame in terms of what time do you start work and what time do you end? And give us some little more details as far as your daily work entails.
Well, the work is it's hours per day. Sometimes I'm on the farm for 6:30 and 6:30 to 2:30. Sometimes 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
So you've been involved. You mentioned livestock, you mentioned crops. So you've been involved in all of this.
Yeah, all.
Okay. How many farmers have you worked with during the 2 years?
During the 2 years,
Approximately.
like 20 farmers.
Or 20 farmers.
Yeah.
How long do you stay with a farmer?
Currently for 2 weeks now, like 2 weeks per farm.
2 weeks per farm.
Before it
In
used
the
to be 1 week per farm.
First year, when we started off, we did 1 week schedules. But after having discussions with both the workers and the farmers, they decided it would be best that if they stayed on the farm for 2 weeks.
Okay,
so
great.
all our schedules are 2 weeks long.
We are going to a break. When I come back, I want to ask you why the 1 week and the two week. What's the real purpose? What's the effectiveness of it? Okay.
Okay, no problem.
We're due for a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
For effective chemical treatment of black sigatoka, practice routine preventative maintenance of all tools and equipment, especially the mist blower, to ensure proper functioning. Clean sprayer after use and service the machine regularly, as recommended by the manufacturer. Whenever you are using pesticides to control black sigatoka disease, personal protection and safety measures must be followed. Spray operators must always wear proper protective gear. Before or when handling pesticides, put on your overalls, respirator, goggles, boots, and gloves to avoid contact with the skin, inhalation, and ingestion of pesticides.
For more information on how to treat and control black sigatoka on your farm or in your backyard garden, contact the Black Sigatoka Management Unit at 451-5491, 451-5894, or email bpmu@candw.lc. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the International Cooperation and Development Fund of the Republic of China and Taiwan.
Welcome back to the program, Agriculture on the Move. Again, my name is Philip Sidney. And with me, of course, is Kishma Louis, who is a supervisor for the Family Development Support Program in the Mabia Valley. Mr. Stephen Best, who is also a farmer/agriculturist. And also we have Ms. Prosper, who is also the family labor worker. Kishma, tell me something. You rotate the worker, right? He goes from, he or she goes from farm to farm, right? 1 week, you all move it to 2 weeks. But why 1 week in the first instance, and why 2 weeks, and why it's not more than 2 weeks?
Okay, so initially when we started the program, we didn't want the workers and the farmers to get too comfortable with each other.
Well,
You know what I'm talking about?
when you say too comfortable, I don't understand. Explain.
In the sense that me and Mr. Sidney are now so close that Mr. Sidney will send me home earlier. He won't give me as much work as other workers. You understand? The relationship-wise, that compromises the quality and effectiveness of the work.
Yeah, but that will be a regress for him, the farmer.
Not
Because
necessarily.
in terms of productivity for the day, if he sends him home earlier, that's less productivity for him. So why would he want to do that?
I don't think the farmer sees it that way.
Okay.
When you've become his buddy best friend.
Okay. So who's paying the farmer?
Nice pays
So
the farmer.
Nice.
Nice
So the
pays
program
everything.
is the organizer of that program.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay.
Nice is the head of the program.
So the farmer pays nothing to the worker.
Absolutely nothing. Nice covers everything.
Okay, so I can understand what you're talking about.
See what I'm
All right,
saying?
uh-huh.
So initially we didn't want that kind of relationship to be built. But one of the constraints we realized was some of the tasks that had to be done because there was so much planned for the week wasn't completed.
Right.
Now imagine if you start doing something and then somebody else has to, like Mr. Best was saying earlier, you train somebody, let's say, same example, to do seeds, right? And all the seed trays were not filled. Imagine if Kishmali is your farm and then Buffing comes and you have to retrain her to do that same thing, and it's not done to the same level because she just came. So we wanted to ensure that all tasks are completed before the worker goes from one farm to another.
Yeah, but I still think 2 weeks is too short a notice. I mean, I don't actually something if you best.
Yes. There are times, of course, based on the activity that has to be done on the farm, 2 weeks is insufficient for continuity.
That's right.
But it's easy. It's communication, it's dialogue.
Right.
So I would approach Ms. Louis and say, Ms. Louis, look,
Give me
that
some
particular
time.
assignment, that particular task, I need to work a little longer.
Right.
So there is this flexibility.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
because Mr. Best is one of our best farmers in the sense that he owns a hydroponic system. And he trained 2 particular workers. And we had them there for extended period of time because we realized that after him training them, they were best suited
For that. Exactly. And I don't think anybody else in the area who does hydroponics.
Exactly.
Right.
So there is a degree of flexibility,
Right.
but we prefer to keep it as 2 weeks.
I
But
understand.
again, due to effective communication, things are changed
Okay.
to suit the situation.
All right. So, but Bess, if you need, okay, so you keep getting different individuals coming to work with you. Do you think, I mean, on the long run, that's best for you? Is it best for your output? Is it best for production on your farm?
Initially, you are in a position where you can assess the performance of the workers. But if I develop this comfort zone with an individual that I've sensed is committed, it's a good worker, it's not being selfish. I would like to retain this individual.
Right.
Because it would enhance, as I said, productivity, the timeliness of my operations and things of that nature.
And the okuma before
yes,
the
and so now it reduces the amount of time because that's not all I want to do, to be supervising the work and being there. Then there are other engagements. So it gives me that a degree of comfort knowing that if I were to go to Cashwist to a meeting for example, that I have reliable workers and it does not compromise the operations on the farm. So it has its advantages and disadvantages. Some farmers may really get into the program. As I said, they develop a kind of relationship with the worker, and it does not augur well, you know. But if you're focused on running your business, it's really a business, and you want to get the most out of it, because the cost of labor, you know, you do not have to meet that cost directly. So you need to maximize the output of labor.
I don't want to be sexist, Ms. Prosper. In terms of, for example, some drudgery work, say for example, I don't call it drudgery, spraying. So if there is spraying of the crops has to be done, certain things that we look at a man doing it. Are you doing all of these things?
No,
okay.
No.
So what do you really do on the farm? Give me some of the activities that you carry out on Mr. Best's farm.
Well, we germinate seeds, weeding, watering, planting, that's more, and harvesting.
Molding.
Yeah.
And so you harvest. So which one of those activities that you really like most?
Well, on different days it's different.
It's different.
Yeah, sometimes I'm tired of weeding, or I like harvesting. It's different. Different days, different seasons.
Okay.
Especially when the sun is hot, the weeding not of my liking.
But Bess, is that go ahead. No. Is there a in the valley when it comes to hiring labor? Is there a problem in your area to get workers to work for you normally?
Well, Sid, let me put it this way. My farming activities, particularly in the area of vegetables, was almost at a standstill. Not because of the lack of the agro-pesticides or the seeds and things of that nature. Those inputs are available. So obviously labor, well, capital too, but even then. But labor, which is a key component, key input. Sid, people come in at 7. And that's the time they may start looking at their tools. Then 8 o'clock. 10 o'clock they want a break, and if you're fortunate enough, 10:30 they may still be there.
Tell me about it.
I mean, so you now as a farmer, and sometimes we use the term farmer, we do not think in terms of the investment. And that's why I want to move a little away from it. And you're invested. You're an investor.
It's a business.
It's a business.
Yes.
You know, and if you have persons coming to work, and by 10, 11, they call it a day, you know, then you will have to make a critical decision.
Yes.
And that is to slow down or shut down the operations.
Yes.
But with the advent of the NICE program, the Farm Labor Support Program, I have reactivated my farm.
Very good.
Yes. And it's credit to the program.
Yes.
It's a credit,
yes.
to the value of the program, to the farmer.
Okay.
Because I have workers that are contributing to the development of my farm. And Ms. Prosper made reference to the harvesting. That's about the best time.
That's the best time. That's right. For her and for you.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I mean, the intermediate, the areas in between, such as your weeding, pesticide application, or whatever the case may be, pest and disease control, fertilizing, and so on.
Right.
All these are very important. But the joy, and it is good to watch the workers and see that they enjoy seeing that they carry this crop
fruits of the labor.
Yeah, to completion.
Very good. Hold that point, because we're going to another break. It's our second break. And when I come back, I want to come back to Ms. Louis to ask her about other farmers in the area. You're watching Agriculture on the Move. Back soon. Stay tuned.
Family time is a healthy time, and a healthy family eats smart. Local fish and seafood from fishermen and farmers that you trust with your family's health is always fresh. Choose fresh seafood because it's packed with nutrients. St. Lucia's Fish and Seafood Producers meet every government standard for health and safety, high quality, fresh local food products straight from the fisherman to you. Choose St. Lucian Fish and Seafood at your local grocers and choose a healthy lifestyle for your entire family.
I use fresh local fish right there from the fisheries department. Eat fresh, buy local.
St. Lucia's fishermen produce an abundance of fresh foods, highly nutritious and incredibly tasty. Together when it's most important. healthy families. Buy fresh, eat fresh.
Welcome back to the program. Ms. Lee, the selection of the farmers, I'm sure there is a criteria.
There is.
So I want you to tell us, what is the criteria for selecting Mr. Best?
There's a basic criteria that we follow. The farmer must meet 5 points. He must have easy access to his farm. He must have a changing area, toilet facility, potable water, and a first aid kit on his farm at all points in time.
Okay.
Basic GAP practices.
Basic gap practices?
Yes.
Okay. And do you go into other things like, okay, his size of operation, you know, I mean, what is there a criteria? If he's farming half an acre, if he's farming an acre, if he's farming 5 acres, what is there any criteria?
The objective of the program is to increase productivity by 5%.
Okay.
So we tend to target underproducing farmers and abandoned farms.
How do you know they're unproducing and how do you
Well, all supervisors work in tandem with the extension officers in the different units. So from the beginning of the program, the extension officer brought us out on different farms. So based on his experience, we would listen to his opinions on the best farms that would fit our criteria.
Right. That's what I was coming, because I wanted to know whether there was collaboration.
There is a lot of
with
collaboration.
the extension officer within the particular region,
yes,
as it pertains to that program.
All supervisors tend to have a desk or an office in the extension unit in the region.
How do you all, is there an evaluation process, and how often is done?
Of what?
An evaluation of what is done. In other words, do you all sit on a weekly basis and evaluate the work done for the week?
On the farms, current farms?
On the farms, yeah, and for the whole program, as it were, in your area.
Well, weekly, we go out on our farms, we do the scheduling, we do the timesheets, and we evaluate the work weekly.
Weekly, okay. Is there okay, what are the constraints? I mean, there will always be constraints.
There are always constraints. Yes. The major constraint, in my opinion, is the lack of workers, because we have over 80 registration forms in our filing cabinet, but we can only provide so many farmers with labor at one point in time. So the major constraint would be income.
Okay, so it's a measure of what? You don't have the resources to
We don't have to employ more individuals.
More individuals. But is that something that the NICE program has taken on board, and they're hoping maybe down the road to increase that?
Yes, they are. We're hoping to get more funding. Okay. But we haven't been able to.
Bess, how long you think that program should continue as a farmer? The benefits, can you tell us the benefits that you have derived over, how long you said you have been in the program?
It's a few months now, maybe 6 months or so.
6 months,
yeah.
Okay. So based on your 6 months, are you saying that you would love that program to continue in the area?
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, that's why I like the expression that it's a program, not just a project. Yes. Clearly.
True.
So I agree. I look at it as being open-ended, and I'm hoping that they can generate the necessary capital to keep the program going. As you go through the evaluation process, you would have to fine-tune and things of that nature. But certainly, it contributes to the development of the sector in terms of the farm labor support component. Sid, we have a problem in terms of labor. And now, initially, you made reference to farmers, hopefully that will make a lot of money. You know, there are a number of things that will contribute to a farmer making money. Bringing the crop to completion, that is one. But the marketing arrangement and so on. And of course, the output of the farm being such that you're able to recover the monies that were invested. That's right. Now, I do not know of many farmers at all that smile at the end of it, you know. It's very difficult. And I think one of the most frustrating things for us as farmers is the question of labor. We do not have a well-trained labor force. We do not have people who are committed. They want to get paid, but they're not committed. Come, pay, and go, and so on. Now, you cannot advance agriculture with this kind of mentality and this attitude. So if you have a program whereby you are training people and injecting in them the kind of discipline that is required to help with the farm, it is going to not only redound to the benefit of the individual farmer, but to the country as a whole, as we move into the whole question of food security, the availability of food and things of that nature. So farm workers play a critical role in this development, but they don't appreciate it.
That's right.
So that is why when we have trained a cadre of farm workers, we would like to retain them, certainly. But they must also know that they should not develop this air of invincibility and so on, that nothing could happen to them. I want to have this control. If you're able to if you're not able to deliver, then there's no room for you on my farm.
That's right.
There's no room for you on my farm.
Agree.
Because I want to be in control of what happens there.
Right. How long is that program going to is on for?
Currently, or how long?
How long you expect it to?
Well, the initial thing was 3 years. We've been on for almost 2.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that it's extended.
It's extended. Okay. Now, Bess, just a quick thing.
Yeah.
If the program stops, all right, are you prepared to take on some of the workers that work with you on a long-term basis?
Yes, I've identified. I've identified
very good
specific individuals.
Very good.
So
the program has worked. That tells me the program has worked, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, and I'm hoping that the farmers who are involved in the program are doing likewise. You know, looking at people very critically, evaluating them. So in the event the program would have come to an end, you know, that you would have had persons you think that are capable of working along with you.
In a few seconds, tell me as we end, what would you like to see about the program?
Oh, I hope the program continues because I myself have benefited so much from it. I've even started my own farm.
Wow, very good, very good. Kisha, any last words from you?
For anybody who wants to find more information on the Family Labor Support Program, they can go to the head office at Blue Coral Mall, Nice, Food Floor, or they can go on nicejobs.govt.lc.
So your office is based where?
My personal office, Region 3 in Dennery, Rich 4. Yes, in the extension.
Right. Best final words from you as a farmer.
Oh, well, I am very pleased with the program so far, Sydney. I think it has contributed to the reactivation of my farm, and that's that's very important. And well, I appreciate what has been done, certainly, and I have benefited from it in the sense that my outlook now, and so because I'm not only involved in vegetable production, I'm also involved in bananas. So the whole question of diversification, and not only field production but also hydroponics. So it's quite diverse, you know, and all of that. The program has helped with the reactivation of my farm in all those areas.
And of course, using your background to your farm management skills.
Oh well, of course.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, Kisma Louis. I want to thank you, the supervisor for the Family Labor Support Program in the Mabia Valley, Mr. Best, who is a farmer/agriculturist. Thank you for being here, and of course, Ms. Prosper. I hope you continue working, and I hope you continue working on your farm too, simultaneously for what you do for Mr. Best. Yeah. Before I end, I just want to remind the farmers out there, there's a Zika virus, which is a mosquito-borne disease. You need to ensure that whatever containers you have with water are empty. If you have drums, cover them. The farmers with drains that have stagnant water, try and get the water running. If you have banana leaves that tend to hold the water, go through your farm when you're doing your normal, agronomic practices, try and kick the water off, because the Zika virus is a very, very deadly disease. I just wanted to share that with you. You've been watching Agriculture on the Move. I'd like to thank you for viewing the program. Thank you for the first program for the year. I hope you'll continue to give me all the attention that you've been giving me. Allow me to come into your bedrooms and meet me on the roads and tell me exactly what's happening out there and give me a lot of advice as to continue the program. Thank you very much. I am Philip Sidney saying goodbye and see you again. God bless. Thank you.
Hey. I want pictures.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.